Greetings, Soulswind here, and welcome to Let's Play Infinifactory. This is the furnished studio apartment puzzle in, I think, Production Zone 2. And apartment. Oops. Let's stand here, have an overview. Yeah. Apartment. Yeah, not for us. Not for us. And basically, this apartment is probably for our captors. Like, that's what they probably have in the rooms there. Is this the basic apartment though? Maybe. Anyways, they've got a TV, they've got a bed here, some sink or something, or maybe it's even for us. Wait, hang on. I can't even go through the middle. Never mind. There's a sink there. It's oh wait. Oh wait. In the storyline. In the storyline, this looks familiar now. Big hint, huh? Never mind. Anyway, they've got this place that's for food. I know because that's part of the story. The sink, I don't know. And I think that's a rubbish bin. Anyways, so we need to make something like this. And the immediate challenge is that the TV has to be welded here. This is the only face where the TV can be welded, and this part, or here, is the only place that the panel can be welded to the bottom, because you can see that this is what's gonna come out of here. But the problem is this: you cannot weld on this side nor this side unless you have a pusher activated welder. It's not possible. And at this point in time, when I was first solving the puzzle, I did not think of things like that yet. So to me, it's just simply place the welder and make sure it works. So it's only on this side. And what's more, the TV and the back panel comes out separately, so you actually have to slot the TV in. And since they both come out at the same time, this will somehow have to wait for the TV, or the TV will have to somehow stay in place and wait for the back panel. Meanwhile, all these will also have to wait somewhere. So basically for this, again, because I didn't know that you can actually use the welders to like push it out or something. So if not, it can be a welder below, on top, push it out, weld it this way, or a stationary welder will do this way. Only two ways. Same for this, only this way or this way. But you notice something interesting. Now the bed comes out from here, which means that the bed has to spend some time to come out towards this region in order for it to fit into this side of the base panel. So what I did was basically this. Okay, you can see that the TV comes out here, and the TV is above the slot for the back panel. So the TV actually comes out, falls onto this area with the screen at this part, so the back block remains open for this to slide in. So you can see the conveyor belt here. As soon as the back panel comes out entirely, it's able to slide forward into the underside of this TV, which will be around here now. Once it's open, once it's out, it's gonna slide in, and when it slides in, this corner, this edge is gonna come in contact with this conveyor belt that will cause it to continue moving, and we'll keep it as that for now. Next, we're gonna have the bed come out, and immediately upon clearing, it's gonna go this way to our left, and it's gonna fall onto this conveyor belt. So then it's gonna be pushed towards that side. Yeah. Meanwhile, this wash unit, I say, probably wash unit or kitchen unit, gets pulled all the way out here to here. But don't worry, they come out at the same time, so this unit will definitely fall on the edge of the base panel. Now the question is then the bed. So the bed is gonna fit in here and get welded to this bottom welder, basically. Yeah, I was a bit confused there just now because I didn't see that welder at the bottom. Missed it somehow. So it's gonna cause the bed to go along there and fall down there. I missed this! Oh my goodness! Should I reset? Never mind. It's okay. But you note that the back panel is not welded to the base panel yet, although this TV and back panel is already welded. So it's waiting, and as you know, anytime anything is waiting, that's cycles. That's cycle score. Okay, so what happens is that when the wash unit falls down, it gets welded here, and this block actually blocks it. So basically blocks the base panel from moving, and this can fall down. So it takes time to fall, that's why the base panel has to stop. For this one, for the bed, what happens is that when it falls down, it gets in touch with this sensor, which then releases the blocker. Meanwhile, the back panel is still waiting here for the blocker. So we let it move a bit more. Now it triggers this sensor, which keeps the blocker from pushing the base panel away to here. But basically it's not gonna push anyway. Yeah, it's just gonna stay open to retain and to keep the pusher open. Actually, I don't think I should have that, you know, because like seriously, it's not gonna push anywhere. It's being blocked, so we don't really have to worry, do we? I don't think so. Like seriously, we have no worries about the pusher actually like pushing this away. So now the back panel is still waiting while this panel goes forward until it reaches here. Because why? This thing is one block away. Yeah, the TV is being pushed, basically not really pushed, but because the back panel comes far behind. So even though the base panel was appropriately located, this thing was actually waiting around the place. And I think it could have been better managed. Seriously though, I really think it could have been better managed. Never mind, it's okay. So basically, because this back panel is so far away that we actually have to displace the base panel to be in place for this to come out, get into position, get welded, which then releases the blocker and goes off. So let's oh, I missed the back panel already. Okay, never mind. So let's see again. Right, it goes here, triggers this sensor that pushes the whole block forward, but because it hasn't cleared this yet, therefore it's not being pushed. Once there is space over there, it gets pushed forward, and when it gets pushed forward, it tells this blocker to unblock and say, okay, I can come along now. Gets into place, and then goes along, triggers one more sensor to push it back into position over here. Basically, this sensor causes this pusher to push and pushes it backwards, and then it goes in to submit. So now let's take a look at the TV panel again. So what happens is this: the TV comes down here, the back panel comes in here, gets slotted into position, and then goes there and wait. So yeah, this is all very inefficient, right? There's a lot of inefficiency in terms of footprint. Moving the base block by one whole line, that's a lot of space wasted, and it's not good. So let's watch for this. I have an advanced solution, so I'll share that with you. In fact, I've not completed its running, but I know it's going to solve something. I'm confident. Right, we got 2 more submissions. Ding. That's it. 218. Cycle score, pretty much average, I would say. Footprint score, 298. Pretty much average also. Block score, slightly below average because the average is more skewed towards the front. Yeah. So, what is the advanced solution? It solves a Steam achievement. I'll meet you back here in just a bit. So are we ready for the advanced solution? Let's go. Ta-da! Look, so what does it solve? It's actually a Steam achievement to complete the puzzle in less than or 130 cycles. Basically, 130 cycles or less. Yeah, so we need to omit or we need to eliminate all those waiting around these regions just now, you know, like the base plate waiting for the rest to come into contact with it and get welded, the back plate waiting for a very long while for the base plate to even come here and even get dislodged, and then the entire thing relodged again. So that's all wasteful. Instead, now we have got this. What happens is the position still stays the same, but we take the base plate that goes all the way here. So basically, we have nothing blocking anything from moving. What is the input rate? Plus 12. So what happens is, we need to put them in position, and most importantly, the bed has to come out and be at the back. That's why there are these rotators. They help to rotate the bed further forward, basically skipping a block, skipping a block, skipping a block to let it go earlier and have time to fall. And yeah. So there's also this back panel and the TV. So what happens is that the TV will come out until the end of this conveyor belt, falls, and then be tasked, yeah. I always struggle at that word. Tasked to push into the slot for the back panel. The back panel also plays its part here. Once it's fully exit, it's going to fully exit. Once it has fully exited, it will go forward by one block. So forward by one block, backward by one block, because the back panel is misaligned, right? So it gets forward by one block. Okay, move along, because it's going to get welded, and then when it clears using this conveyor belt, it gets forward by one more block. Rather two more, two more block to here along this track where it comes into contact with the base panel. So now let's take a look. Again, we start with the back panel. Actually, this is very exciting, but we're not gonna see it. We're not gonna see it. So what happens is that you see the base panel coming out. Okay, the TV falls because the base panel is long enough, so it's okay. The back panel is fully exited, has fully exited actually, my English, oh my goodness. Right, TV as well, TV is being moved in by one block. This is being moved forward by one block thanks to this. So now, it's not welded yet, but because it's slot into the back panel's movement will move this along. So the TV gets moved along. And, oops, okay, oops. No, I don't want to see the bed yet. Okay, you see, it's moving along. And, there's nothing blocking it. But, you can see that here, there are no conveyor belts moving. So, the base is not moving forward, and it's waiting. Something has to wait. So, at least this, you can see here, is the final stretch. So once it moves, that's it. It's not going to wait for any more things, or it's not going to make other things wait for it. So basically, what happens is that when it's out far enough, okay, over here, to reach the base, you know, in line with the base, this part actually welds it together, and the conveyor belt moves it forward by 2, like I said. Okay, now it's over there, and what happens? What happens then? Nothing is moving this. Okay, nothing. There's no conveyor belt or anything moving this, but the new TV is out. So the new TV is the one responsible for pushing this together outside, where you can see it's already like registered as a weld. See, actually that's when the weld occurs. Yeah, so the base panel and this one, but you can see the highlights. It's already registered, like the game already registers it, but the TV is the one responsible for pushing it away. So it gets pushed away and then gets welded over here, and then it's got this like wash unit, and the bed falls just in time to be welded. Ta-dang! And there goes the whole unit for submission. Okay, now let's see. How about the others? The bed. Look. Doop, 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 doop. That's how it gets shifted far out. You see? It's into the region of the next one in front. Or the previous one, not the next one, sorry. The previous one, the previous unit. Because it needs time to move in position. Like that. And falls in place. So there's quite a bit of footprint, unfortunately. It's still quite a bit of footprint. But everything then falls in place. And we should solve the 130 cycle. This is one more unit. We're only at 97. Definitely possible. You see the Steam achievement popping up? There. So we have a much better cycle score over here. And we have a slightly better footprint. That's still average, but it's almost there. Yeah, it's almost there. Block score. Block score improved. Not by much. Not by much. Yeah, this is fine. Even if I remove it, it's not gonna do anything. I cannot remember if this was of any use. I don't think so, but regardless, it doesn't really matter, because the thing is that the entire block is gonna come out entirely and block up this whole area, which means that this footprint is there anyway. It doesn't add to the block score. This one doesn't, so it's fine. So footprint is not as good yet. I wonder though, can I mess around with the blocks over here? Like replace it with this? Oops. Will it work? Will it still work? I think it still works. Like that. Yep. Still works. So already it's got some improvements there. Yeah, it's already got some improvements there. And also, we can definitely replace these, right? Definitely replace these things. No, this cannot be replaced. Yeah. Okay. This one cannot be, oops, this one cannot be modified any further though. So let's observe this magic. Isn't it awesome watching this? Clockwork. Just like clockwork. Seriously, factories are so fascinating. 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 Right, so we have a much better block score, 36. The rest stays the same, and that's it. Now, shall we try to look at some scenery? We're done with our work. In fact, we've exceeded what's requested of us. Like that. Ah, the city. Well, anyway, that was the Furnished studio apartment together with the achievement. What do you think of that? Let me know if you can improve this solution even further. The current one over here. This one. Yeah. So let me know. Or if you want to improve the other one also can, but I think this is better. It's all round better anyway. So why not? Let's work on this one. Hope you enjoyed this episode. That's all I have for now. Have a nice day.